another very, very important concept or topic, should I say, of going to community college and just going to school in general. In my opinion, I think this is the biggest scam of all time, but it makes so much sense for the schools to do this because, you know, school is a business at the end of the day. And the topic is buying textbooks. Should you buy textbooks when you go to community college or when you go to, you know, a 4-year university or wherever you go? Should you always buy the textbooks that the teacher tells you to buy? And I'll tell you what I think about this topic. So my first semester at community college, I was a freshman. I didn't know anything. I was a scrub. I was a noob, whatever you want to call it. On the first day of class, the teacher was giving out the syllabus, you know, for my English classes, my math classes, my science classes, etc., etc. And they always give me a list, you know, 1 to 4 books to buy, to purchase. And I went to the bookstore and I was stupid, you know, I bought all of it. And like I said, at the end of the day, college is a business. You know, they need money in order for them to function, in order for them to run properly and well. They need to make money. And what is the best way to make money and take advantage of these kids? Buying a textbook. Buying a textbook. One textbook, like a biology, a book, you know, those thick hardcover books. Dude, they're getting paid. The writers are getting paid. Whoever wrote that stuff is getting paid some big bucks. So, should you help these guys and purchase the books? It all depends on the class. It all depends on the professor. I can't say, oh, you know, this class, this math class, you should not buy a book. This science class, you should not buy a book. I can't say that because it all depends on where you go and who your professors are, you know, how it's structured. It all depends on your own personal circumstances. But from experience, I'd say to wait buying books, to hold it off for at least 1 or 2 weeks. You know, in the first week, you know, there's gonna be some kids in the class who ask the professor, hey, do I have to buy these books? And their answer is always gonna be, yeah, of course. Obviously, they're gonna say that, obviously, because sometimes, and this was the case for me, my professor wrote her own textbook. It was the shittiest textbook of all time. It was an English textbook. She was an English professor who graduated from Berkeley, and she took a lot of pride in that. She told everyone that it was a mandatory requirement to purchase her own book. And the book was, this isn't her book. The book was like this thin, like 60, 80 pages. And you know how much it was? It was 50 bucks. For a terribly written book. Why did she say that this was a mandatory requirement? Because it's her book and she's getting paid. So you gotta think about that. Sometimes I had to buy the book in this case because all her tests, all her quizzes were from the book, which is really messed up. But you know, if it's that kind of class, if the teacher writes her own books, chances are all the test examples, all the quiz examples or whatever, they will come from whichever book that they're using. And if it's your own professor, then there's no choice. You have no way out of it. You gotta buy the book. Some classes, I'd say science and math, you should buy the textbook. You know, you shouldn't try to share books, especially for math. You know, sharing, like, you can share a textbook with your friend, but it's just not, you know, something like a subject like that, you don't want to be sharing stuff because it's important and you got to be studying a lot. And you know, what if your friend's working and he has a textbook and you don't have access to it? There's just too many variables, too many factors that can hurt you in the long run. For the humanities, I say, you know, psychology, history, some communications courses, they tell you to buy the textbook, but it's not really necessary because all the information, or a lot of the information, you can find online. You know, Wikipedia. That's what I did for a lot of my humanities courses, and I still got an A in the course. But it all depends on the person. It all depends on, you know, how you like to study. If you need a textbook, then you buy a textbook. But keep in mind that textbooks are very expensive, and sometimes a lot of people, they can't afford textbooks, and it's completely understandable because, you know, $800, $500. My first semester I spent like $600 on textbooks, and I used maybe $50 worth, which was the English professor. So it all depends, but textbooks, I'd say wait a little bit, wait a couple weeks, and then see if the teacher uses the book. And if you can share a book with your friend, I'd say go for it, but that's your own call. But wait it out. Don't buy it immediately, dude. Don't be that guy. Don't be, oh my gosh, like, if I don't buy this book, I'm a fail. No, dude, you're at community college. If you fail at community college, man, you should not be going the education route. You should be pursue something else, man.